anytime.
How you doing, class? My name is Steven. I've never said that before in any presentation, so I'll say it today. Today I'll try to persuade you to not text and drive because it's one of the worst things you could ever do, because you could ultimately lose your life over it. So, to change my presentation up for my minute speech, have any of you ever been in a crash involving or caused by a phone? Okay. Well, less than what was texting. Alright. Distracted driving. This is from when any, pretty much what it says, when any person or activity diverts your attention away from the road or what you're supposed to be doing, away from the wheel. These are all different ways, but texting and using a cell phone are one of the worst. The worst I've ever seen is somebody actually having their morning breakfast on the parkway, doing 75, with their plate through the wheel, and like actually having a cup of coffee, no hands on the wheel or anything, but it's people. And that I got from distraction.gov. That's my source. Why shouldn't you text and drive? Does anybody know what DWI means?
Yep.
Driving while intoxicated, because it's not driving while intoxicated. Okay? 84% of teens have said they use the cell phone, which is 8 out of 10. So, like, you know, that's more than 3/4. 77% of the teens are confident of the way that they're texting, which I would say that because when you see a cop, you play like, you know, you're texting in front of the radio like you're changing the station, or you're texting like you're rolling down a window. Because if you're looking at your lap, you're pretty much, I mean, just throw the money out the window because you're getting a ticket. Finally, when you're reaching for your phone and texting somebody is more dangerous than dialing someone. That's actually true because you have less time looking at the phone and more time. The whole crap about somebody saying like, oh, you know, talking on the phone and texting is the same thing. Talking on the phone, as long as you're not angry, you're just looking at the road and you can still drive. I mean, I drive with my knee, so it don't really, you know, don't really matter. And the thing that I hate, because I have a truck, so the thing that I hate was when your phone flies out of your reach and you try to do that like awkward, like drive on the road and get the phone. But you don't ever see that. And that I got from textingandDrivingSafety.com. Okay. My story. It will never happen to me. I'm good. I'm too good. Okay? Well, obviously, this is not the same truck as you saw in the last presentation, because this is my first truck. This cost me $7 grand, and I paid it, and I had it for 7 months. And then one morning, it was Labor Day weekend in 2011. You know, have you ever driven and you turn the wheel and you're like, shit, I shouldn't have done that? But I know what's going to happen. And, well, of course, you know, I was looking down at my phone. I was cool. I was going to go get an oil change. Looking down at my phone. And sure enough, I was making a left turn. And there was a car coming, so I veered out of the way a little bit. And sure enough, I hit a brick mailbox. Okay. So I crashed into the mailbox, and it was Labor Day weekend, and my uncle was over that hasn't seen me in like 7 years. And it's my first year driving, so how am I supposed to tell my parents that, yeah, I just crashed my truck into a mailbox? I mean, how stupid am I? And these wheels were made out of steel, and in the middle, that's my rim. A brick actually went through my tire and blew out my rim, which cost me, in this picture, cost me over $2 grand just to get it back to drive. Subsequently, bringing me back 2 grand later, and the truck died less than a month later. So, yeah, after that, I went to the hospital, and the day after I went to the hospital, I had slight concussion, but they thought my brain was swelling because of it, because I hit the window so hard, but I don't remember anything of it. I thought I was totally fine. But anyways, then I get to the police report back, and it says court appearance required, because the lady was actually going after me for vandalism of her mailbox. And so I was going to be sued $2,000 for her mailbox. So that was another $2,000 on top of that to pay for her mailbox. But I was going to get careless driving, texting on the cell phone, probably lose my license for God knows how long. When I was standing in court in this suit, this is what I wore, this suit, and standing there. And of course the cops, being the neighborhood hero, yelling to give me everything, yelling at me everything. And I'm standing there, I'm just saying, let me get the hell out of here. Whatever it is, it is. And luckily a cop stood up when they were in the back and said, you know, the kid's a good kid. Leave him alone. Let him be. So I said, so that day I said, I'm going to walk out and never text and drive again. But I never listened to that. In conclusion, I hopefully have persuaded you not to drive and text and drive. I have used statistics and facts to present my points and even give you a true life story. And to finish up is, remember, if you're going to answer that text while behind the wheel, I hope that person means as much to you as losing your life as you see it now. That's what Mom has always told me every time I get into the car now. So, and that's it.